What if I told you that the key to success on social media was to spend less time on it? As a marketing coach since 2016, I've helped spiritual entrepreneurs like you navigate the overwhelming pressure of being on social media. Let's discover how to attract clients without burning out. Manifesting clients is a mix of strategy and energy. The energy part is as important as the strategy part, if not more, because it's what brings the right people in. You can post all you want, but if your vibe is off, it's either not going to bring in the results you want, or it's going to bring the wrong kind of clients. So that's why you need to make sure to show up with the best energy, yours. And this practice will help you achieve. The first thing I recommend all of my clients to do with social media is to set up boundaries, because what you don't want to do is exactly what most people do with social media, which is being on it first thing in the morning or last thing at night, because these are the moments where your brain is way more susceptible to the energy and information you consume. It's a time to relax, to get ready for the day ahead or get ready for the night, and to focus on the positive things you want to manifest. It can also be helpful to set limits as to where you use social media. If you use social media in bed, for example, your brain is going to associate your bed with overstimulation, which is not what you want for sleeping. You can also decide not to use your phone in the bathroom, in the office, or whatever makes sense for you. I've got a whole video on the hacks I've used to regain control over my phone. Whatever you decide, I strongly urge you not to use social media before you've created anything. It could be morning pages, it could be an Instagram post on your notes app, or putting pen to paper, it could be an email, or simply doing a craft you enjoy. Because what is really key to your success as a spiritual creative entrepreneur is shifting into creating over consuming. And when I say it's key to your success, I really truly mean it. You must prioritize creative work or creative play to be successful. 1, because it makes the whole process way more enjoyable. 2, because doing it before you've been on social media means you haven't absorbed the energy of others, so you put out something in the world that's really and truly you. And this is what will attract your soulmate clients to you and convert them into a full yes when they find you on social. So here's a little experiment you can do. Decide now to try tomorrow not to be on social media before 10 or 11 in the morning. So you can wake up in peace, enjoy the slowness of your morning, and create something that's truly you from this place. Then you can choose to post it or to keep it for yourself, but this is the kind of content that people really want to see. Not the perfectly polished post, but the words that flow from you when you speak naturally, like when you're with your friends. And if you really find it impossible not to be on social media in the morning or at night, ask yourself why. What needs is social media meeting for you? And what healthy alternative can you replace it with? It's not about removing all social media, of course. It's about using it with intention. Next, let's talk about finding a rhythm that works for you. There is a lot of talk about consistency. Post every day, post 3 times a day, post on weekends, and all you're doing is basically feeding the algorithm monster, and you'll never be able to stop. Especially if you actually become successful from it, which is really the curse of influencers and content creators out there. But as a spiritual entrepreneur, what matters the most is to be consistent with your own energy. Especially as women, we don't have access to consistent level of energy throughout the months because hormones. So you can't expect yourself to show up in the same way every day of the month. For example, I know that when I'm tired, I really don't want to show on video. So what I'll do is write a post instead, or maybe just go a few days without posting. Now, that's not to say only post when you're inspired. You need to find your balance between challenging yourself, because that is what makes you grow, and listening to your own energy. And this balance you find by experimenting. Of course, you can also use a scheduler, so you can plan your post to go out regardless of how you're feeling on a given day. Actually, if you're using one already, please can you comment scheduler and the one you're using, because I'm always on the lookout for a good one. What you can do to start finding your own consistency is to commit to something small and take it from there. So for example, you can commit to posting 4 times a week on social media on the platform you prefer, or doing it in 15 minutes a day. It's really a balance between respecting your energy and also stretching yourself, because your nervous system and your mind might not be comfortable with you reaching this new level of visibility. And the low energy can actually be a way to protect yourself from all this attention and all the trend. So 15 minutes rationally is doable regardless of your schedule. You make a post, you post it, you log off. So that's not too scary to do, and it will also get easier with time. Rinse, adjust, repeat until you find what works for you. And that, guys, is my approach to success in business. Slow living and fast marketing. You take action fast and you go enjoy your life. What this does is it makes your tasks super achievable, and it also makes you feel less attached to the outcome because you're out there living your best life, which we all know is actually what speeds up the manifestation process. Of course, you also need to take some breaks, because for social media and your business to be sustainable, you need to plan breaks in your schedule. So that's what allows you to rest, recharge, and come back with fresh, inspired energy. In France, we have what we call a right to disconnection for employees. It means companies can't expect to check their emails at night or during weekends, because they have a right to disconnect from their work. And that applies to holidays too. Like, you'll rarely have someone answer an email or even check the email over Christmas or even in August. And I know this is probably a strange concept to you if you're from North America, but this really does make a difference to your energy. And at the end of the day, this is why you create the business, to have more freedom, to have time to spend with your loved one and your family. So start doing it now, because there will never be a time where you feel like you've made it enough to be able to comfortably enjoy your success. So instead, start embodying this level of success right now, of being able to take time off, disconnecting from your phone, and see the success coming to you so much faster. As a CEO and HR director of your own company, you are the one who is setting up the culture and the foundation of what it's like to work in your company. So we need to disconnect, we need to do non-business related activity, and we need to rest. Whenever I get frustrated with social media, or if I notice myself switching to my phone a lot, that's my cue to take a social media break. I go take a walk without my phone, I turn it off for the morning, or I just delete social media off my phone for the weekend. And you know what? That's usually when clients find my work. I get DM of people who want to work with me, or payment notifications while I was just out there enjoying my best life. And that is marketing energetics for you. Creating your energy and finding a strategy that works for you, so you don't have to be on all the time. And that brings in the income, the impact, and the freedom that you want. This is exactly what I help my clients with. Tailor the days so they have more free time to read, to nap, to spend time with their loved ones. Together we work on a personalized strategy. That means they can do all of that and still bring home a comfortable income. If you're interested in making this happen for you too, check out the links I've put in the description below. Back to social media. Remember, it's all in the name. It's all about being social. It's actually a great tool to meet new people, build a community, and finding clients and collaborations. So go into it with the same energy you'd go to a networking event or an event where you know your ideal client or partner is. Make conversation, ask questions, listen, crack a joke or two. Let yourself be yourself. It's really about letting yourself shine and be authentic, showing to the world the version that your friends and family get to see and love, while also providing value so people know you're the real deal and you're the go-to person to go to with their specific problem. I like to keep my content fairly light on Instagram. For example, I share reels of manifestation and marketing best practices in a bite-sized format. Took me to try. I share a lot of behind the scene content of my life too, to give people an idea of my vibe, what I'm about, and also to show off my pets because they're really cute. When I feel called to do it, I'll also DM people, introduce myself, ask questions, get to know them, really create a connection, because this is what social media is all about. By the way, this works for me because I'm a manifestor in human design, which means I can initiate easily. And also I'm a 1/4 profile, so my success really comes from my community. To a certain extent, that's true for everyone because business is about relationship and people, but your human design profile will influence your exact marketing strategy. And whenever I notice I can't be bothered to send a DM or comment on a post I find interesting, I know it's time to disconnect because I'm not being social anymore. I'm shifting back to consuming mode, and that's not work mode. It's fine, and I do it, but I'm always clear on my intention. Am I growing my business? Or am I enjoying cute reels of puppies? Another way not to let yourself feel the overwhelming pressures that we all feel on social media is to not focus all of your marketing efforts into it. Because if you're only banking on Instagram or TikTok to grow your business, you're basically giving these platforms dominion and a huge amount of control over your business. That's why you feel like you always have to be on, to post on a schedule and to abide by rules outside of yourself that you don't even know. And that is not smart because you're not in control of the algorithm. All the content you created literally can disappear overnight. So ensuring you don't put all of your eggs in the same basket means that it's going to be easier to see social media as a tool and not something that controls your whole life and business. Social media is a tool you use, but that must be a part of a bigger marketing strategy for your business. And if you want to build a business with a comfortable income, but also the freedom to do other things and embrace slow living, you need a content marketing strategy that doesn't rely only on social media. In this next video, you'll learn the exact content strategy my clients and I use to get clients consistently without having to post on social media every day.